Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to our Canadian Route Friday. Today we're on the Oakville Subdivision, our only Canadian route thus far on train symbol 2. We're going to get in here and get a GP38 service going, and then we're going to swap out and hit the GP9 for return service. So we're going to try to go north first. Hamilton to Oakville, there we go. So a bit of, probably have to back in and hook up to the to our freight, and then we'll be on our way north to Oakville, and then we'll conclude with a GP9 service heading south. And then that will conclude our stream for today. Tomorrow will be Sand Patch Saturday. Tomorrow morning-ish, when I get up and get kind of get a move on and shake the cobwebs off, have some coffee and all that. We'll get Sand Patch done. As soon as we get here loaded in, and we'll be on our way. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's all snowy. Isn't that nice? So the switch is turned on here. Yeah. Front. Got light on here so we can see what we're doing. This stuff set up. Get the numbers set up. That. Oh, almost forgot to get the alerter set up too. We got a 38 and a GP9. Brakes are all released, so we'll go over here. Let's make sure our switches are all set up. So everybody's having a good Friday. Got home a little while ago. Went to go get my glasses adjusted, and apparently the person who does that has been otherwise tasked with other things today. Was not able to do it. Not the end of the world. It happens. Probably should have called before I went down there, but that's okay. Good to get out of the apartment for a few minutes. Or a little more than a few, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna back in. Guessing probably one of these services over here, and then we'll be on our way. Vehicles. So we'll probably be on for over an hour, give or take. There we go. night out. Evening time. Everybody's looking forward to the new locomotive next Thursday. Play reveal last night. Reverse before I forget. Everybody says it looks good, sounds good, which is the important thing. Sounds are pretty important. Sunny out today, but still pretty cold. Set. Ready to go. Suddenly lose power. It's not wanting to drain or something. That's interesting. Let's shut these off. Huh. Well, that's odd. Why is it not moving? That is darn peculiar. Huh. Let's see here. Okay, turn the warning stuff off, and now that drained the brakes. That was odd. Okay. Well, problem solved, I reckon. Way to go. That was a very strange situation. Okay, anyway, well, we're on our way now, so that's okay. It's all, yep, it's all tankers. Doesn't give me the warning signal thing like it normally would, like the little circle. Huh, okay, well, we'll just leave them off then. Kinda odd. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's see how this is when I turn the lights off. Huh. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the gap. Not, I mean, I know kind of where everything is, but that's... the viewers won't be able to see much of anything, so we'll leave the light on. We'll leave the light on for you. As the advertising for, is it Motel 6? We'll We'll leave the light on for you. Once we get past here, I think our speed should be going up to like 16 something miles an hour, so we'll cover that distance fairly quickly, and we'll go have some fun in the 9. Thank you to my one viewer for coming in. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We know you have a lot of choices when it comes to the streams that you watch, and we greatly appreciate you coming in and watching this one. Welcome to the Oakville Subdivision. There we go. 60 miles an hour coming up. Close this a bit. You know, this is, I think I've talked about this before in some of my other Oakville streams. If you like to do, or, you know, you just think, you know, I want to run freight, but running it on sand patch, that's a good 2-something hours, and the difficult part with sand patch is you can easily misjudge your braking, and you can run a red light, or spat as they I guess is the more appropriate term. You can spend all that time and at the very end run a red. And all that, you know, if you haven't saved your efforts up to a certain point, you're gonna have to do the whole thing over again. And so, yeah. But this is a very easy freight service. You know, they do have other things you can do, like loading up tankers like these with oil or petroleum or whatever it is. You know, so there's lots to do on this route. Let's drop the hammer. But yeah, it's a really it's a short scenic route. You know, you got the lake over here, and you got the trees, and you know, certainly you got the snow, and so yeah, it's a really nice little route. You know. Well, I guess you can complain about it because some people are a bit disappointed that it doesn't have passenger service, but that's not what Dovetail released. You know, not everything has to be centered around passenger service. You know, certainly you more action points for passenger service, because you have your stops, where you stop at, your how many passengers you get on board, stuff like that. So yeah, you level up the route a lot quicker when you're doing passenger service. Freight, it's you may get some points to start off with for getting the locomotive moving, or when you can, like when I connected to the tankers there in the yard, I think it gave me like 250 action points. Other than that, you get your, as long as you don't speed, you get your 30 action points. But by the end of it, it's not, when you look at it, it's not a lot for the time you spent, but I think it's pretty comparable. Put the heater on low. What the heck? In this one, you get points for going through a couple different locations. So I got 500 for going through the York Boulevard Junction. We'll get another 500 when we pass through Appleby, another 500 when we pass through Bronte. And then we'll be going into the yard. So, that's how it all works. So, yeah, it's not bad. It's a nice, relaxing service. Certainly, by the time you do sand patch grade, you could probably do 4 services on this. Maybe 5 if you really, if you don't dilly-dally around and everything goes off without any issues. But yeah, that's at least 4 services for the amount of time that you're on sand patch. The only thing though is that you don't get that massive traction power like you do at sand patch. So I wonder, I guess you could do a scenario designer with an AC 4400 or a Dash 8 here on this route. Bring a CSX locomotive up here to Oakville and run some freight from Hamilton to Oakville, just using a sole 4400 or maybe 2 4400s. I thought I saw a max speed on here somewhere. Excuse me, boy. A little tired. I might take a nap after all this and finish my homework for the evening. Well, not all of it, but what I need to get focused on and get it done and get it turned in. So yeah, almost at Appleby. Of course, Applebee's there. So the yard where we pass through the yard already, where we stop off at here. Or sometimes get a service from there to Oakville. Look at that. Nice chilly evening with their internal clock says I was up way too early this morning, I think. So we should be stopping somewhere in these parts somewhere. I'm not sure exactly what line will be routed to up there. But that's should be the destination for today, for this part of the service. Of course, you can operate the 38s over on this corridor. I know they have SD40s over on Sandwich. And I think we'll get maybe more. Cane Creek is supposed to be in the Pacific Route, so I wonder if we'll get 38s for that as well. Maybe likely, I don't know. Clinchville, we're getting some SD40s, or a SD40, I should say. And the A and B units for the F7s, those just look truly amazing. Freight services on that route. Oh, as a reminder, if you're watching this here on my YouTube channel, once I post it later today, when we're all done, please do check out my Redbubble site. There's some merch on there. Got some car photos and train photos, mugs, shirts, posters, or printed picture if you want. It all does help out. Buy something here or there if you find something you like. Also, there's a link to my Flickr account. I've got about 7,000, almost 8,000 pictures that I've taken. If you find something there that you like that's not on my Redbubble, I'll see if I can put it up. Some of the car stuff, what I found, I didn't notice, it kind of hit me. I posted a picture of a Porsche GT race car. It was from like the 70s, or, it was like a classic Porsche racing car. And I got a notification that it was a copyright violation. I had to take the photo down. I could not sell it. I couldn't make merchandise off of it, which, I didn't try to fight it, even though I was the one that took the picture. Yeah, so I did that. But anyway, yeah, if you see something on there that you like, I'll see if I can't load it up on Redbubble. Just leave a comment on the picture on Flickr and say, Redbubble please, and I'll try to put it on there. And that way, if you want a shirt or a photo printed or a coffee mug made or whatever. There's like a ton of merch on there. Just I'll try to do what I can. I don't know if Teespring's kind of like the same way, that if you load up something that it goes through a process where they look at it, and if nobody dings it for copyright, then you're pretty much free to sell merch off of that. So yeah, do check that out. It's in the links on my Yahoo, or not Yahoo, my YouTube. I don't know why I keep thinking Yahoo. If you go to my YouTube channel, search for my name, so ROB space VRIMER. Just give me, go check that out. If you find something you like or whatever, let me know, and I'll see if I can't get you some merch that you might like, or put it up so you can order something. Greatly appreciate it. It's not mandatory, of course, but see something that you like on there, I'd certainly be happy to try to get you pictures. All right, so we got just about 5 miles, give or take, to Oakville. Seems like it's a lot longer than that, but I guess it's not. So this is our final destination there for today, for that one. This, make sure we don't have any issues with any switches. That doesn't look like it. So yeah, they're all pictures taken by me. Don't use anybody else's work or pass it off as my own. I'm going to show you every picture that I've taken on Flickr is mine. Or if I'm in the picture, somebody took it with my camera. Yes, there are pictures of me on Flickr. Yeah, you feel the need to see what I look like. For those of you who may not know what I look like. I'm going to slow down here, and then of course the long crawl into the Oakville Yard until we get to the very end there. Let's go ahead. Let this coast, we should be closer to 30 or below 30 by the time we get up there. So that's right. Outside view. Other side. So for train photos, I think I've got some pictures from the Steamtown Railway Museum down there in Scranton, Pennsylvania. They had some nice locomotives out, so I got some pictures of those. And I think I've got some stuff from the Illinois Railway Museum when I was out there in 2013. Yeah. So yeah, And there's pictures of from both on and from the Spencer, North Carolina Railway Museum, and I think I've got some pictures from the Roundhouse Museum in Savannah is on there as well. So if you see something, like I said, you see something you like, let me know, and we'll if you want a picture, please don't right click on my stuff and use it and do your own stuff with it. That's not kosher with me. So please respect my I guess it's like intellectual property, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, respect the copyright. Hopefully, hopefully at some point I can get out and take more pictures again. When I was downtown earlier today, getting over to get my glasses fitted, I did hear like very distinctive train horn, but I wasn't able to. Hitting the yard itself is not easily, and I didn't have my good camera with me, unfortunately, but it's kind of hard to get a good picture. There's like not a really good viewing area or anything like that. It's kind of hit and miss. You could kind of stand on a bridge. There's an overpass. That's about it. There's not like a, there's not like a rail fan area, so to speak, which is unfortunate. Everything, a lot of stuff is fenced off because CSX runs that, or no, Norfolk Southern runs freight services through there. There is the old passenger station, passenger depot as they call it, is still standing, and it would be great if you could go there and just kind of, if they have like a little cafe, coffee and snacks and stuff like that. You could sit there and watch the trains go through. That would be a neat little thing. And certainly you could kind of spread the tables out and all that for social distancing until things kind of hopefully one day get back to normal and we don't have to worry about that anymore. That would be a really neat thing, but I guess whoever owns that, it's being used for something else, but it would be great if rail fans could kind of share in that history of the area. It's not a huge yard. It's not like Oakville, certainly, but the local rail fans would certainly appreciate a place to kind of hang out, chat with each other, and watch the services go by, whether you're making videos or just taking pictures or just sitting there and just enjoying the day. Like with anything else, everything requires permits, money, unfortunately. Not breaking the rule, riding on the outside, camera, as I like to think of it. Just a little bit over the speed limit. Got me. Some mixed freight over here. Here's box cars. Yeah, tall. Oh, that one's moving, it looks like. There's a car carrier there. Let's see, is that one moving? Yep. Should have the little blinky light at the end there. Yep, there it is. Safety device. Since, see, I remember seeing years ago when I was growing up, trains that I always saw had cabooses, and now most every train doesn't have cabooses. I guess it's a safety thing now where, because the caboose was for the crews would swap out on a long distance run, and they have to actually stop and swap out. Yeah, I do remember the caboose times. I guess not. It shocked me the first time I think I saw a train go through without a caboose. I'm like, where do the cabooses go? Oh no, don't do that anymore. It's the crews because I'm sure people were fudging books and saying that the crews got plenty of rest when they really weren't, and stuff like that. So for safety's sake, they can only operate for so long, and then they have to have X amount of hours of rest before they get back on the yeah. Throttle here. Just pull up that distance. Let the neighbors know that we're coming in the yard. I would imagine anybody who lives near a yard like this, as busy as it is, you probably just get used to all the bells and horns and stuff. It just doesn't affect you. It doesn't bother you. Wow, look at that stop. Right on the button. There we go. There's one down. Alright, let's get out here and get a GP9 service, and then we'll be on our way. Some really nice pictures taken by members of the community, gaming community here. Guess that you can hopefully get your picture selected if you luck out, and I'm not sure how that all works or what you got to do, but that's okay. All right. Let's go down here to timetable. We'll go Oakville to Aldershot. And we'll keep the snow off now. We'll just so yeah, that should be a quick run from Oakville to Aldershot, and then we'll wrap up things here. Let's get the generator field on. Let's get our gauge lights. Oh, we don't need a camera light on. Headlights bright. Lights on. Step lights on. Out to freight. Passenger, we don't need that. Alright, and away we go. So this time we have a 9 in the front, 38 per second locomotive. It looks like we're just kind of like a grain car or something maybe. That's what it looks like, is you got the thing at the bottom to let it out. So yeah, it must be like a grain, some kind of a dirt or something maybe, I don't know, but oh, look at that. The intermodal car is there. Morning service here compared to our earlier evening service. So good on the switches. Should have checked that to make sure. Certainly that horn seems a little soft. I don't know why, but it does. Get the digital display there for the speed. So we will be stopping. should be like one of these lines over here. I think it's going to be this one. We'll stop like at just at an underpass there. Once everything's on the main line, we're kind of slowly getting everything over onto the same track here. Actually, we shouldn't be able to speed up to 60, I believe. There we go. Dropping the hammer, look at that. Up the smoke now. 38 to work. Here, the 9 has it hitting the smoke. Yeah. Oh, really nice looking logos. I really like the red, black or gray with the white stripes here. Really nice job. Let's get the window open too. Not that that's going to change much, but yeah, why not get the air, put some air in here. It's a nice cool morning here on the Oakville Subdivision. I also enjoy the nice cool air as we make our way to Aldershot. Yeah, Bronte, Appleby, Aldershot. So. Will be it. About over an hour by the time we're done, probably an hour 20. So I thank my one viewer for sticking around. Hopefully you've been entertaining, informative. Yeah, now I do remember I should throw on the alerter just to see if there's an issue. I kind of feel like there might be, but anyway, if you notify you here, so that's another visual alarm. If you don't have your HUD on, it will do the it'll give you that little alert notification right here in this little box, if I remember correctly, unless there's yeah, I figured this would be a good thing to do to kind of just chill before I write a reading journal. I guess I have to look at what all that entails for our science fiction class, for my own individual reading, not for the entire class, but I have to write something and post it. Gotta get the right guy. Yeah, what I may just do, we won't be doing double routes on Sundays anymore, but I'll probably I'll do Mondays. I'll record Mondays route on Sunday. I'll probably do Tuesdays UK route on Sunday as well, depending. Or I just made this week. Well, no, you know what? I'll record Mondays on Mondays. Sunday, although I'm not going to be doing any recording. Take a little break. Make sure I got all my homework turned in. But yeah, I'll get up Monday morning. We'll run a American route. Monday, this coming Monday, we'll do Peninsula Corridor. So we'll alternate Mondays. One Monday will be Peninsula, and then the other Monday will be Long Island, and then Tuesdays will still stay UK routes. We'll do Tees Valley or North Transpennine. West Somerset's a bit too long. Well, it's not long, it's just, it takes long because we're only, kind of held at a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit throughout the route. You can speed, but, it's not. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be, I'll put it back in the mix, but it's kind of hard to do that on Tuesday. So maybe we'll do the Bakerloo line. Yeah, we'll do Bakerloo line on Tuesday. But yeah, I'll get up Monday and I'll record. We'll do a trip from San Jose to San Francisco in the Nippon Gallery cars. Take that up to San Francisco. That knocked out first thing Monday morning, and then we'll do Bakerloo on Tuesday. We won't do like a whole long route, we'll just pick the short route on Tuesday. Next, we already passed through Bronte. Sirens. Alright, I'm going to mute here for a second. Oh, maybe they turned. Alright, just under 7 miles to Aldershot. We'll kind of have a look here at our, yep, there's our stopping point. Getting me on speeding again. What? Sliding soon, it'll get you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We'll do sand patch. Have some fun with that. Take that service and make our deliveries wherever we gotta go. Get some snow going, but we gotta, lesson learned. Always, if we gotta break short, that's okay. If we have to kind of nudge the locomotive till we get to our stopping point, that's fine. It's like all lumber or something. Didn't have to Oakville or parts unknown. Yellows. Pretty soon we'll start having to slow down to go into the yard there. We'll have to cross a couple tracks. Here in the middle, we just got to cross this one. So we're good there on the switch, so we should be all set. I remember when I first got this route, I played the heck out of this route, ran it back and forth, because it was like at a point where I was frustrated with passenger service because nothing was going according to plan. And I couldn't figure out why. And now that I've played the game a little bit longer, I see where I wasn't my decision making process for the game wasn't as good as it could have been. Mainly because I didn't know like braking, how to brake and when to brake and stuff like that. I would just keep a slow speed and I would just be late all the time. And why am I not getting? It seems like I'm not doing something right. And like, oh, I should be going this fast up until this is saying you got as long as you watch your distances, you got a certain amount of time to slow down. This thing would drag on forever if I kept it at 15 miles an hour, knowing that if I know ahead of time that, oh yeah, when I go into Aldershot, I have to be at 15 miles an hour, so why should I speed up to 60? So always a lesson learned. But yeah, I went back and forth. I think I did almost every service after I got the route. Because it wasn't, I thought, in my mind, I thought this route was a whole lot bigger, but when it turned out it wasn't, I thought, oh, but this isn't so bad. But, I did what I should have done, and I recognize now, and this, I can only suggest this so many times, that even when, on this game, even when things aren't going well, or, like what happened earlier in the week when I got kind of frustrated with our freight service on Schnellfoss-Strecke, stick with it. Don't just say, well, I'm not playing this route ever again, or I'm going to delete it, or whatever. Take a break from it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's so much to do otherwise in other routes. Take a break from the route and then come back to it later on. And then once what I found a lot of times is when you do that, you get you kind of learn. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I remember this happened before. And maybe you feel a bit more comfortable with the route and the equipment, So you're like, oh, well, I was always scared of braking, and as long as I brake, or practice at it, you'd be fine. It's not a perfect science, so don't give up. My suggestion. Don't give up. Just enjoy it for what it is and learn from it. computers hacking up there. For some reason, I don't know why, but as long as the Xbox still is recording and all that. Yeah, it's easy to get frustrated with something interesting. Don't give up. It's better, I found, to take a break from the route. It may not be anything that you've done as an operator of the train of this game. It could be something that there's an issue with the route. There might be something that's a little broken or bugged, per se. Not necessarily broken, but bugged, that's causing the issues. I also encourage, go to the Dovetail Games website. They do have forums. Open up a trouble ticket on the forum. They'll get back to, you have to realize that they're over UK, so you're not going to get an answer within a few minutes of posting. Within a day or two, you should get an answer to your query or your comment about what was broken or what you that. I shouldn't say broken. That's a bad habit. What is, might be bugged Also, most people, if they're, I always go there if something's not working right, or I feel like something's not working right in the game. I go to the forums and look on there, because then that might give me an indication of what's happening. Because it may be happening to other players. And they may already be aware, Dovetail Games may already be aware of the issue. So, give them time to sort it out. If it's something really serious, they're going to put it on the to-do list of, we got to get this fixed. But they do investigate. They try to replicate any situation that may have caused something to not work right. So, just at least talk with them. Let them know what's going on here. I think I believe deep down in my heart, they really want the game to succeed. They want the players to have a great experience with the game. To me, it's not just a bunch of words, although it's easy to think that that's the case when it's not. I give them the benefit of the doubt until they prove me wrong. And I hope they don't prove me wrong. I hope they prove me right, that they do want to make the game better. It's not always an easy undertaking, but they have a pretty good handle on it. But yeah, do always go to the forums, take a look at what's happening. Somebody else may have experienced the same thing, and more often than not, when I see people who have issues, somebody else might say, offer a solution as far as, well, I was able to complete this service or this whatever, or this scenario, and this is how I did it. Because sometimes there's lacking information about what is it you're supposed to do on a scenario. It's not always evident in some ways, and you kind of just have to piece it together. Like, oh, I forgot to turn this thing on, or and I've gotten in here and tried to go, and then I realized, oh, I forgot to turn the generator field on. But I'm like pulling what little bit of air I got out. So yeah, definitely, it's stick with it. If you're frustrated with the route, just take a break from it. Give it some time, and come back to it again another day, or another week, or another month, whatever. And try it again, and you might, oh, well, now it worked. I guess, maybe there was a bug that day, or maybe you were just, But I also encourage people, if you haven't played a route in a while, just run through the tutorial again. It only takes a few minutes, Just run through that, and just kind of refresh your memory where all the switches are, stuff like that. I mean, they don't tell you how to start I guess you could figure it out, but to do a cold start, there's people who, I think, do all that kind of stuff. They purposely turn off the engine and shut everything down, and then run back outside. They're like, okay, it's like they're actually doing it from a cold start. All right, we're almost there. Almost done. Under an hour and a half. Would have been sooner if I hadn't had that glitch with the, I guess it's a glitch, whatever it is, with the safety buzzer thing or whatever on the GP38s. So, yeah. Hopefully everybody enjoys this recording. Glad to do it. It's coming up on nap time, I think, for me. Take a little snoozer and then get up and get some science fiction homework done. Call it a day. Call it a day. There we are. All right. That will be it for today then. I will see you tomorrow on the Sandpatch Grade. Take care. Enjoy.